welcome to the 2020 season of the Albuquerque Vipers franchise on Madden 07. That makes this the 15th season now of the Vipers' existence, and they're going for Lombardi number 4 this season, and the journey starts in Washington where we take on the Redskins. There's a look at Orlando Cross's numbers. Those numbers may be a little bit underwhelming, but they were good enough to win him a 6th NFL MVP. Deron Daniels picks up 8 yards there, and he was just over 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns, over 5 yards a carry for him a season ago, and he's going to pick up a first down here. Now we're going to hand this one off to Ben Strong. That is the new fullback, formerly of the Kansas City Chiefs and Arizona Cardinals, picking up 4 yards on the ground. Now Cross goes to the air, and he's got his tight end for the first time this season, Von Lewis, moving the chains. Cross looking to throw again, this time for his other tight end, but Lloyd Dumas, the second-year player, cannot come down with that one. Hand off to Daniels again, and he's going to be taken down in the backfield, and he's slow to get up. First drive of the season, and it looks like we already have an injury. That TFL leads to a 3rd down and 14. Cross has got Floyd on the reception, but Washington's going to bring him down inches shy of that marker, and the offense is going to stay on the field. As we get an update on Deron Daniels, he will not be returning to today's game. Here's Curtis Roberts in the flat, though, and that is the second-year player now out of USC who's going to be our running back for the majority of this game. Roberts takes this one out to the right side. He in plenty of open space and picks up 9 yards. Orlando Cross has got time to throw, now rolling to his right. He may only have 62 speed now, but he is still mobile, running for that first down. Looking to throw for it on this play, Darius Floyd comes down with that reception, breaks out of the initial tackle, penalty on the play. That's holding on our center, Chris Diamond, and now we have our second injury of the drive. Not the best start for us there, and now it's going to be first down and 20. Cross has got all day in the pocket, fires this one to the end zone, but Wade Schmidt, the former Vipers safety, is there to knock that one away from our third-year player there in Brian Moore. 3rd down and 20. Cross has got time, and a man open downfield. Jimmy Andrews tackled, and he crosses the plane for the first points of the Vipers season. Luckily, Darius Floyd will be returning to this game shortly here for Albuquerque. Here's Ben McGee running for Washington, spinning out of contact and picking up 8 on the ground. Omar McGuire was a solid quarterback for Washington last season in his second year now with the Redskins after playing for the former rival New York Giants there, as Jamarcus Ward comes down with that catch, another former Viper who went for just over 1,000 yards a season ago. Darren Fulton, they're calling that a catch right there, but Coach Billick throws the red challenge flag. Taking a look at the replay, and he definitely only got 1 foot in bounds. The play is going to be reversed. That's going to make it 3rd and 10, no running back in the backfield. McGuire goes to that left side, and Ward can only get 1 foot in bounds, so that means Washington's going to have to punt the football away. Faced with a 3rd down of our own, Orlando Cross looking for the conversion, and he's got Jimmy Andrews out across the 30-yard line, and that's going to keep this drive alive. Yet another 3rd down for Albuquerque and company. Cross tries to get that one out to Myers, but the receiver is unable to bring that one in, and we're going to have to punt the football away. Here's Ben McGee on the ground. He's going to get tripped up after picking up 6. Now McGuire fires that one to the right side, up top for Daryl Fulton, coming down with the acrobatic catch and moving the chains. Nearing the end of the first quarter now, Omar McGuire fires that one to Jamarcus Ward, and the former Viper has his second reception of the day. McGuire looking to throw yet again, very pass happy on this drive, and he's got a man wide open downfield. Kyle Thomas down inside of the 15. Beginning of the second quarter now, and down goes McGuire. It's Tommy Wynn, second-year linebacker out of Montana, making a big play, and that's going to force them to settle for a Brandon Humphrey field goal. Score is now 7-3, 4-point affair, and now we're looking to convert on 3rd down. Cross goes deep for Von Lewis, and the big 6'7" tight end comes down with it, getting us into Redskins territory already. Now to Ben Strong in the flat, the fullback fumbles the football, but luckily Lewis jumps on top of it, and it's still going to result in a 2-yard gain for us. 3rd down, and Brian Moore can't hold on to that one. Big hit at the point of contact, and the offense is going for it. We're 1 for 1 on 4th down today, but Cross is not getting the throw off here. Great time for Washington to send the cornerback blitz, and it works. Great starting field position now on the next drive, and Ben McGee is cutting this one right up the gut, picking up 9 on the play. looking for the third down conversion, but this time McGee is taken down in the backfield by Javon Anthony, and that's going to force the Redskins to punt instead of attempting the long field goal. Here's Roberts to the right side now, and he's going to pick up about 9 yards on the play. Coming out in the eye on third down, but looking to throw for it in heavy traffic. Darius Floyd back in the ball game, but that's a tough one to try to bring in. So we're going to be punting this one away now. Sleeper Corrales, former Jets punter in his first year now with Albuquerque. Warren Davis on the return, and they're going to rule that a fumble there. That's going to be scooped up by middle linebacker Ralph Henry, and he's going to dive into the end zone for 6. But the Redskins are going to be challenging the ruling on the field here. They're saying his elbow was down, and indeed it was as you look at that replay, so that's going to be reversed. Washington looking to capitalize on this drive now instead of the turnover that could have been on the punt return. That's going to be a solid gain. They have yet to convert on third down today, but here on 3rd and inches, Ben McGee does it. Coming out in the I formation, McGuire wants to throw, steps up into the pocket, and taken down. Albuquerque getting the big sack right there. That's Lloyd, who we signed in free agency. The former 49ers coming off of a 13-sack season. Darrell Fannin getting the stop, forcing 3rd down and 6. They're going to run a draw play with McGee, and he's not going very far. Washington's going to have to punt yet again in what has been a very low-scoring affair thus far. Roberts is going to take this one right up the middle. Great blocking as he was untouched until he got the first down. Now Cross wants to throw for it. Clean pocket, floats that one to the right side. Upstairs for Vaughn Lewis, and he comes down with it. I just love having a big tight end like him. Cross has got time in the pocket, fires this one over the middle, and that's the other tight end, the quicker Lloyd Dumas, getting us back into Washington territory. Now Craig Roberts to the right side, taken down after picking up 5 on the ground. I formation as we look to run it again, and Roberts has got another first down. He's not looking half bad after not getting a ton of action a season ago. Jimmy Andrews is going to pick up the first down here, just getting us on the outskirts of the red zone. Cross has got time in the pocket. He's going to fire this one to the end zone. Touchdown. Darius Floyd in the end zone for the first time this season as Albuquerque takes a 2-possession lead. Defense looking to force a quick 3 and out to end the half, and that's exactly what they're going to do as Fulton gets 3 yards shy of that first down marker, and the offense is going to remain on the field here for Albuquerque, trying to get a little bit of extra points here before the end of the half, but Cross is taken down. He's going to fire this one on 3rd and long, and Roberts is going to get tackled over the first down marker, so the offense is able to keep working. Faced with a 3rd down, quick throw is going to be caught. Brian Moore out at the 30, and Albuquerque uses their final timeout into field goal range for Brian Koch. The kick is up and good, making it a 14-point game at half. The Vipers have dominated this one so far with the score of 17-3. We have way more first downs than Washington, way more yards, dominating the time of possession, but there's still an entire second half to play. We do force a quick 3 and out on the first drive of the 3rd quarter, and Fulton is shaken up on the wide receiver screen. Cross looking to add on to the lead. Instead, he is going to be intercepted by Keith Kennedy over the middle. Just threw that off his back foot. Very unnecessary there. But Washington's looking to take full advantage of it just without their number 1 receiver. And how about Mark Scott, the former Jet and Bill free agent signing from the offseason, gets his first interception in the green and white. And now here goes Roberts, taking this one to the right side, looking like he's back at USC, pulls out the stiff arm and gets pushed out of bounds at the 11-yard line. Big run from the second-year player. Washington sends some heat. It's going to get picked up, and Floyd is in the end zone for the second time this afternoon. This game is starting to get out of hand. Omar McGuire's going to fire that one into traffic, and Mark Fannin can't bring that one in. Quick 3 and out for Washington yet again. Cross is going to dump this one off in the flat to Roberts. Stiff arms the first defender and gets taken down just shy of the sticks. 3rd and inches, it's going to be a fullback dive. Ben Strong right up the middle keeps this drive alive for Albuquerque. Roberts is going to get it again. He's going to take this one right up the middle, and we are grounding and pounding. That's going to make this 3rd down and 3. Quick throw over the middle, caught by Jimmy Andrews, tripped up at the 15. With one of the best offensive lines in the league, it's no surprise that Albuquerque is running the ball so effectively today. Toss play to the right here for Roberts. Cuts it upfield. Unable to get the first down, though. It's going to be 3rd and inches. Handoff is going to go to Ryan Franks, who is back here in Albuquerque after spending a year away from the game, and he's in the end zone for the first time in 2 years. Firing this one downfield to Jamarcus Ward, and the speedster picks up a quick first down, but Washington has not done a great job of using that 99 speed of his. Anderson, the fullback, is open in the flat. He does not go far, though, and the Redskins are going to have to punt this football away yet again. It's a 28-point game. Nice reception over the middle by Lloyd Dumas, and the tight end is going to get a big chunk play. Now cross looking for Darius Floyd, and the veteran's going to pick up about 8 yards right there. Near midfield as we look to just extend our lead, dumping this one off in the flat on the drag route, but Moore's going to take it upfield before stepping out of bounds across the 30. Into the fourth quarter of play, now sending a blitz. He's able to get the pass off, though, and what a reception by Ben Strong. What a throw by Orlando Cross. Handoff is going to go to Ryan Frakes now. The speedy running back pulls out the stiff arm and doesn't quite fall into the end zone there. So instead, we're going to toss this one out to Roberts, and I think he might just be in for his first career or rushing touchdown. I think he had a receiving one a year ago, and the Washington fans have had enough of this. Expectations had to be a whole lot higher going into this season for the Redskins. I mean, they were the 3rd seed in the NFC a year ago, I believe. They had a good season, winning their division, and obviously, there's still the entire season left to go, but it has not been well for Omar Maguire and company. Backups are in the game now for Albuquerque. Here's Ian Jackson, the 4th-string running back in the game, and his first carry as a Viper is going to be a fumble. Luckily, we do jump on top of it. Omar Maguire, or actually this is Antonio Maguire, the quarterback, had a fantastic preseason, and we're excited to see what he can do, and maybe he can potentially be the future of the Vipers. They did draft a quarterback who was projected to go in the 1st round. They got him down late in the 2nd, though, in Ron Coyle. He was unable to win the backup job, though, and that's because Maguire can do things like that, directing traffic downfield, and gets his first touchdown pass as a Viper. Washington still fighting to try to come back here. Mark Fannin with the reception. He's going to turn this one upfield. And finally, the Redskins get into the end zone, but that would be the only time they did that in this 45-10 blowout. What a performance from Albuquerque. 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Just one mistake for Orlando Cross, completing 60% of his passes. And Antonio Maguire going 2 for 3 wasn't bad either. Craig Roberts, 3 yards shy of the century mark. Him and Franks were both able to rush into the end zone. 18 yards for Jackson and Maguire on the ground as well, both on 2 carries. And hopefully Deron Daniels' injury is not going to be too serious. Jamie Andrews was the leading receiver here. Almost 20 yards of reception. Lloyd Dumas and Von Lewis, both tight ends with 54 yards. And then Darius Floyd got himself into the end zone twice. Justin Williams and Darren Gordon, the corners, led us in tackles, 3 TFLs. We also brought down the quarterback twice and picked him off twice as well. Some big games from week 1 include the Thursday night opener between the Bills and the Jets, where New York came back from being down 28-11 in the 4th to win it in regulation. 24 unanswered is unbelievable. That is not the way Buffalo wanted to start off their season. Meanwhile, the other New York team is not playing so hot. 7 interceptions from Max Hawk. I'm surprised the Cowboys only won by 14. And then the defending Super Bowl champion Houston Texans fall short against the Baltimore Ravens, 39-36 in overtime. They tried to put together a 4th quarter comeback, but they couldn't complete it. In the AFC West, Kansas City wins this rivalry in a close one, 23-21. San Diego, they actually played all right with Andre Reed as their quarterback, but I wanted to see how Rondell Vickers did, and he got into the end zone twice. Finally, we're going to be looking at this game inside of our own division, where the Arizona Cardinals, who we're going to be playing in week 2, fall just short to the 49ers in overtime. Drew Lloyd did throw 3 interceptions, though. With that performance, Orlando Cross did win NFC Offensive Player of the Week, and now we're going to be taking on our former quarterback on the rival Cardinals. This is the home opener for Albuquerque, wearing the blackout jerseys here, as Deron Daniels is going to be missing this game with that injury he suffered against the Redskins. Orlando Cross and company looking to score on this first drive. Von Lewis goes up, and the tight end picks up the first down. Cross dropping back to throw yet again, fires that one to the left side. Jimmy Andrews, our leading receiver from week 1, picks up 9 yards on the play, or 9 yards. I don't even know where I'm getting my numbers from. He does pick up the first down, though, and that run's going to pick up 4. Looking for the 3rd down conversion. Cross fires that one to the left side, in and out of the hands of Brian Moore, and the offense is going to be going for it. Coach Billick staying aggressive, and he's got a wide open tight end there as this drive continues to move on. Faced with a 3rd down and 12, Orlando Cross looking for the conversion, but instead he's going to be intercepted by the safety. Richie Adams gets away from Cross and out at the 30-yard line where Craig Roberts is able to bring him down. What a start for the Arizona Cardinals in this one. And here's a look at former Vipers quarterback Drew Lloyd. 1 touchdown to 3 interceptions in that opener against San Francisco, but he would love to stick it to his former team here, who did not bring him back to be the future backup quarterback and potentially quarterback of the future as well. Robert Gaynor was their 1st-round pick. They actually had the 1st overall pick in the draft, traded back with the Saints to number 21, where they selected Gaynor, and he's injuring our players on this drive right here. Lloyd looking for the end zone here, and that's a perfectly placed pass to Melvin Wallace right over Darren Gordon, and Arizona has an unexpected 7-0 lead. Roberts getting his first NFL start in this one, picks up 8 on the ground, and then he's going to get blown up in the backfield there. Update on Javon Anthony. He suffered a broken thumb, but he should be back a week from now. Quick throw on 3rd and 6 is going to convert right there with Brian Moore. Hand off to Craig Roberts, and again, taken down in the backfield. Arizona's done a good job of shutting him down so far in this 1st quarter. This pass is going to be intercepted again. This time, Antoine Barney down the left sideline. And again, the Cardinals are going to have some phenomenal field positioning after forcing back-to-back interceptions from the 6-time MVP. Here goes Gaynor on 3rd down, though, and the defense holds, not giving up a single yarder. They do actually give up 1 yard, but it doesn't really matter. Ray May in field goal range for the rookie, and he pushed it to the right. He went 2 for 2 in his debut a week ago, but unable to do so here. Craig Roberts to the left side picks up 5 on the ground. Now looking for the 3rd down conversion, and Cross has got his tight end at the 50. Offset I formation, it's going to be a run play. Roberts takes this one to the right side, but he's going to get caught from behind. Tack on the holding penalty. That's going to make it 1st and 17. Cross has got time in the pocket here, airing this one out to the left side for Andrews. He's going to bring it in down the left sideline and cross the plane. Touchdown, Albuquerque Vipers, matching this game at 7. What can Drew Lloyd do against his former team? He was a 4th-round pick, or 3rd-string wide receiver, or 3rd-string quarterback, I should say, for 3 seasons. He connects with his wide receiver there, though, for a huge play. Here goes Gaynor. The rookie's going to get taken down by Tommy Wynn, but not until he runs over Vince Taylor, who has to check out of the game. Play fake now. Lloyd chucking this one deep to the left side. He tried to go up and get it with one hand, and honestly, he's just lucky it wasn't picked off. They would end up punting the ball on that drive. Now Orlando Cross looking for the 3rd down conversion, but his time finally expires. He had a lot of it back there. Didn't see anything that he liked downfield, though. Gaynor's going to pull out the stiff arm here, and he does not stop at first contact is one of the first things that I'm noticing here. Arizona may have gotten themselves a good running back. He may break the tackle there on 3rd down, but he's unable to convert. Pretty tight game so far in this one, 7-7 after both teams score very quickly. Roberts on the reception in the flat's going to get pushed out of bounds on the right side there. Now we're going to go with the fullback dive. Ben Strong against his former team. Coughs up the football, hands it off to him, but Albuquerque is going to be throwing the challenge flag. So far, 1 for 1 on the season for challenges. But looking at this replay, it's really tough to tell at that angle, honestly. And I think it was tough for the referees as well because the play is not going to be overturned. Drew Lloyd looking to take a lead on this drive, and we're just giving him all day in the pocket to throw. Gaynor, he's getting busy in the receiving game as well. Justin Williams didn't make a play, and that's going to result in goal to go. Looking to get this one into the end zone, corner shot, and it's going to be knocked away. That's going to force 4th down, and now Ray May can come out here and make up for his mistake with this 23-yard attempt. Arizona back in front now, and Cross is going to be taken down. I don't know what was going on there, and now he's having to limp off of the field. You hate to see this because you never know if it's just going to be a short injury, just out for a couple plays, or he could be out for the season. Who knows? There's Ben Strong on the fullback screen. He's going to pick up most of that lost yardage. It's going to be 3rd and 8 for McGuire, who's going to force that into the hands of Richie Adams, getting his 2nd interception of the quarter. Luckily, McGuire is able to bring him down, and he actually injures the safety on the play there, letting him know he did not appreciate the interception, but nonetheless, Albuquerque giving up the football here to Arizona in prime field positioning for a 4th time today. And here goes Gainer into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona Cardinals. And we have another injury on the play. What is going on today? Luckily, Orlando Cross is back in the game as we're down by 10, and he's going to be smothered in the backfield for a loss of 8. 3rd down and long with under a minute left to go. Cross is going down again. Arizona burns their 2nd timeout, and they're looking to add on to their lead before halftime. Drew Lloyd dropping back to throw, checking this one down over the middle to Castle. Former Texans tight end picks up 5. 20 seconds left. No, Albuquerque's going to send the corner blitz. It's going to be picked up, though, and Melvin Wallace picks up the first before stopping the clock. They're just going to attempt a 55-yard field goal now. Ray May is up and good, but there's a flag on the play. Holding, which means Arizona's going to have to work to get back into field goal range now. Lloyd looking to throw to the right side. That's Jay King, former draft pick of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, getting them a lot closer. Lloyd looking to throw yet again, and he's got Jeremy Prince downfield, but they're all out of timeouts. They're going to have to hurry up and spike it. They're not going to have enough time to do that, though, meaning they're only going to have a 10-point lead here at the break. I'm very thankful that our defense was able to hold there, even if we just did get a little bit lucky, because Arizona starts off the 2nd half of play now with the football. Update on Richie Adams. He's going to be out for the remainder of this one, but Robert Gainer's picking up 1st downs. Looking for a 3rd down conversion now. Drew Lloyd fires that one into the hands of Darren Gordon, and the top corner for the Vipers is looking for a pick 6 here. Unable to get it, but taken down inside of the red zone, officially down at the 13-yard line. Looking to make the most of the turnover now. Cross dumps this one off to Darius Floyd, but that last line of defense brings him down. 3rd and 4, looking to throw for it now. Cross rolling to his left. He's going to stop. Flip that one up for his tight end. Lewis able to pick up the 1st down at the 1. Eventually, it would become 3rd down and goal. Pass is tipped up into the air, and Price is going to come away with the interception. And sure, the first 2 may have been Cross's fault, but right there, that's just plain unlucky. Well, now we can look to force a safety or something like that. We are losing the turnover battle badly in this one, and after getting a little bit of room there, I don't think the safety's going to happen. 3rd down and 3, the Vipers send some heat. Could have come away with another interception there. Arizona's lucky they just get to punt the football away. Starting this drive at the 45-yard line, it's going to be a play fake. Dump this one off into the flat. It's the fullback, Ben Strong, picking up 10 yards against his former team. Toss play to the left here for Ryan Franks. Tries to pull out a spin move. Doesn't really work, but he gets 5. And there's a 5-yard face mask on the play as well. Franks is going to get the football yet again, taking this one to the left side. Wrestled down after picking up 7. Looking for a 3rd down conversion here. Cross has got Floyd down inside of the 5. Looking to get into the end zone for the first time since the 1st quarter. Looking for the corner. It's going to be incomplete, but they're going to call pass interference on the play, giving us goal to go from the 1 here. 1st down and goal, and Ryan Franks is in the end zone for the 2nd time this season. Arizona looking to hold on to their lead, and Jay King is looking to get them some good field position in here, or maybe even better. He may be considered a draft bust considering he's not a top receiver for being the 7th overall pick, but he is still great at special teams, or maybe just bring it on back due to holding. Arizona still with the 3-point lead, though, and they would love to get into the end zone and make this a 10-point game yet again. They've got to convert on 3rd down and inches, and that's exactly what the rookie Robert Gainer does there. He's in the backfield for this play. They're going to fake the give to him, throw that one over the middle. It's going to be caught by Castle, and the tight end has a nice play there for Arizona. Faking the give again. Drew Lloyd's going to keep this one himself. He coughs up the football. Luckily for Arizona, they do jump on top of it, but not without Lloyd getting shaken up on the play, meaning 2nd-year quarterback Jared Watts is going to have to check into the game. He's going to hand it off to Gainer on 3rd and long, and I don't quite understand that. I mean, maybe you don't want to throw it with your backup quarterback in that position, but it's going to be tough there to pick up the 3rd down conversion on the ground. Ryan Franks is going to pick up some solid yardage there, setting up 3rd down and 2. Cross wants to throw for it, and he's got Floyd picking up a Vipers first. 3.5 minutes left to go here in the quarter. Orlando Cross is going to be flushed to his right, throws this one back across his body, and Jimmy Andrews is there for it just across midfield. Handoff is going to go to Craig Roberts, and he's going to cut this one up the middle, picking up 5 yards on the play. Faced with 3rd down, now we've got Brian Moore, and I think they're going to give him just enough to pick that up there as we hit the 2-minute warning here late in the game. Brian Moore again unable to hold on to it this time, though. Arizona playing very physical right now in the backfield. Now looking to go for it all, and it's going to be just underthrown. Brian Moore was there, and if Cross puts it on the money, we're going to be going up instead. It's going to be a long field goal attempt here for Brian Koch, but it's going to be up and good. All knotted up at 17 apiece with 1.5 minutes left to go in the game. Gainer on the carry is going to go right up the gut, picking up a 1st down as Drew Lloyd is looking to orchestrate a game-winning drive against the team that drafted him. He's going to be taken down on this play, though, as we send the cornerback blitz. 1 minute left to go, and there's a full start on the play. That's not going to help Arizona. Draw for Gainer now, making the first man miss, and he's going to pick up a couple yards there. That's going to get him just over the century mark. 3rd down and long, and Arizona just wants to take this one to overtime, but that's not in Albuquerque's plans as they're going to use their first timeout. Under 50 seconds left to go, trying to get into field goal range, and Cross is letting this one fly to the left side. Jimmy Andrews taken down inside of the 20, field goal range over 100 yards for him now, and Brown is a little bit shaken up. We would just run down the rest of the clock here to just 2 seconds remaining, bring out Brian Koch, another former Arizona Cardinal, to hit the game-winning field goal, and the Vipers are just going to escape the rival Cardinals. That game felt way closer than it needed to be, but 3 interceptions will do that to you. Arizona always seems to have a way to keep these games close, no matter how bad they are and how good we are, and they absolutely shut down our ground game too. So the combination of those interceptions plus no ground game made things pretty tough, but we stood up when we needed to at the end of the game there, especially with Jimmy Andrews getting wide open on that final big passing play of the game. Mark Scott was the only one who came away with a sack. Darren Gordon got the pick, and Koch went 2 for 2 in the 4th quarter. Some other big games this week are the Seattle Seahawks, the defending NFC champions, falling in Detroit to the Lions 19-10, so that's good for us as they're inside of our division. Philadelphia is going to take down another divisional opponent of ours, 34-24 over the San Francisco 49ers, 4 touchdowns for Parrish Walker. Green Bay is going to take down Dallas, who's going to be our Week 3 opponents here in Dallas, a low-scoring affair, 10-3. Taking a look at what the media has to say about this game, they think it's going to be a lot more high-scoring than Dallas's last, with Albuquerque barely coming out on top. Let's see if it lives up to the hype. Albuquerque is going to be starting off with the football in this one on Sunday night prime time. Jimmy Andrews on the first play of the game is going to pick up a quick 1st down. Quick strike to him yet again on 3rd and 8 is going to keep the drive alive. This is a nice uniform matchup, honestly, too. I like these Vipers all-white primetime jerseys, and the Cowboys wearing some throwbacks here as they're going to get to our quarterback. Looking to convert on 3rd down and long. Now Orlando Cross is going to fire that one over the middle, and somehow that's going to be a drop from Burt Myers. I don't know. I thought maybe he had it, but I guess otherwise it'd be ruled a fumble, so I guess I'm okay with it. Edwin Seymour in his first year starting for the Dallas Cowboys. He's the former Patriots quarterback, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks this season, and we're very familiar with Dexter Thompson. Drafted by the Green Bay Packers about a decade ago now, he spent some good time in Seattle, leading them to back-to-back Super Bowl appearances, winning one of them. He also has a ring from Green Bay. Can he do the same now in Dallas, even though he's fallen off a little bit? Albuquerque with the football again, and Curtis Roberts is not quite going to pick up the first down, but I think Ben Strong is. No, he's not. They didn't give it to him on the play. 4th and inches, and we're punting the football away. Seymour's going to hand this one off to Dexter Thompson, and the veteran running back's going to pick up 5 yards on the play. He still has yet to get into the end zone this season, at least on the ground. He's done it once this year through the air, but we do not want to be the first team to give up a rushing touchdown to him, even if he is still a pretty good running back. Taking a shot to the left side here, and it's going to fall incomplete. Looking for Jimmy Andrews. It's going to be 3rd down and 6 now. Cross looking for the conversion. He's got Brian Moore, but shy of that first down marker, meaning we're going to be punting the football away yet again. all knotted up at 0-0, looking for the third down conversion, and that's exactly what Delon Bailey's going to get. That tight end's going to cut it upfield and get taken down officially at the 36. Seymour looking to throw again, but he's going to be intercepted. Mark Scott, for the second time this season, comes away with a big interception, and I'm loving this veteran that we added to our squad. Handoff is going to go to Curtis Roberts. He's going to fall forward and pick up about 6 on the play. Third down and 3 now. Cross has got a man open. It's Jimmy Andrews. He's going to cut this one upfield, and they're going to get him down inside of the red zone. Handoff is going to go to Roberts. Nice block there, but he's going to get caught from behind from the D lineman. He's a pretty solid running back, but I just wish he was a little bit quicker because that's not the first time that's happened. This play is not going anywhere, and there's holding. Ben Strong, who was on that play there with the football, he's going to be shaken up and have to check out of the game. Cross looking to throw here. He's got time, rolling to his right, and Brian Moore comes down with that one. What a throw from Cross to get it over the defenders. Luckily, our fullback will be returning to this game here shortly, but for now, it's going to be a quick strike to the rookie out of Portland State, or the second-year receiver, I should say, out of Portland State. He was with us all of last season, of course, and he's going to get into the end zone there. Seymour's going to throw this one to the right side. Dexter Thompson. The Cowboys like getting him involved in the receiving game, and he's going to pick up a first down there. Back to the ground game with Thompson now. The player out of Wake Forest is going to pick up a solid gain, setting up third down and 2. Play fake here. A quick throw is going to be incomplete. Justin Williams is there to knock that one away and force yet another Dallas punt. Orlando Cross looking to throw on this one. Instead, he's going to be taken down, and that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. That was Rocco Elliott, former Albuquerque Vipers linebacker. And now this throw is going to be intercepted by Barber. You hate to see it if you're a Vipers fan, setting up the Cowboys in a prime position to tie this game up here before halftime. Toss play for Dexter Thompson, taken down in the backfield by Justin Williams. That's going to be a loss of 3. Second down and long. Seymour's going to float that one to the right side. Gordon's there to knock it away. Third down, it's going to be a play fake. Firing that one to the left side, and Justin Williams makes another play. This one on Mike Cottrell, one of their best wide receivers. That's going to force Dallas to settle for a field goal. A minute and a half left to go, and Albuquerque wants to do something with that time, but instead Cross is going to be dropped, and Dallas is going to use a timeout. Third down and long. Looking for the big conversion. Now Cross has got time. Rolling to his right. Looking for Craig Roberts, and the running back has got it pushed out of bounds after tiptoeing down the right sideline. Cross looking to throw, moving to his right, and he's just going to take the sack there. Didn't throw it away. Didn't see anything he liked downfield. Third down and long yet again, looking for the conversion, going up top for Vaughn Lewis, and I think that's the first time in this episode that has not worked for Albuquerque. That means Sleepy Corrales is going to be punting this football away here. Return man is going to be Dotson. He's going to cough up the football. It's going to be scooped up by Scott, and that's going to set us up in great field positioning as Mark Scott, who's had a busy first half, has to check out of the game. Looking to get into the end zone in the final minute here of the quarter. Cross rolling to his right, floats this one to the end zone, just out of reach for more. Update on Mark Scott. Luckily, it's nothing too serious, and he should return at some point in the second half. Handoff is going to go to Roberts here. He's going to take it upfield and pick up about 8 yards. Third down and 2, looking to throw for it, but nothing that Cross liked. He's going to get taken down, and he's been getting bullied in the backfield today. That's going to force us to settle for a Koch field goal right before halftime, giving us a 7-point lead. Dallas looking to match our touchdown that we scored earlier in the game on this drive, tying this up at 10 apiece, and that's a good start to this drive. That's going to set up third down and inches, and Thompson's going to pick it up and a couple more yards after that. He may not quite have the burst that he had a season or two ago, but he's still not a bad running back, and they're going to continue to feed him the football. Here's a draw play to him now, spinning out of a tackle, falling forward, and making it third down and short as our first round pick, Chris Diggs, is a little bit shaken up on the play, and he's going to have to check out. Third down, and down goes Seymour off of the play fake. He rolled right into the blitz there, and that's going to force Dallas to punt this football away here to White, looking for the return potentially here, and instead he's going to actually cough up the football. It's on the ground. Williams dives for it, completely misses it, and Taylor's down at the goal line. That was less than ideal from the Albuquerque special teams there. The defense does have an opportunity to hold them at the goal line, and the false start's going to help. Third down and goal now from about the 8. Seymour is looking to the end zone, and he's got his man in the back of it there. Wayne Caldwell gets his helmet knocked off, but holds on to the football, and he is loving the fans here as we're all tied up at 10 apiece on Sunday Night Football. This pass is going to be caught by Bryant Moore, but it came on third down. He was shy of the sticks, and we're going to go 3 and out. Dallas looking to take their first lead of the ball game now. Thompson is going to get away from the initial contact and pick up 7. Third down and 3 now. Seymour's going to dump this one off into the flat. It's going to be incomplete. Ruled a fumble. Thompson does get on top of it, but he's going to be taken down quickly, and that's going to force a Cowboys punt. Handoff to Roberts. He's going to take this one right up the gut. And the second string running back has not been bad, as of course Deron Daniels, what was supposed to be just a 1-week injury, is still out listed as questionable going into this game. And obviously he has not taken a snap, and I don't think he will be taking a snap as he was listed inactive. This is going to be a run taken down in the backfield by Thompson there, or Thompson taken down in the backfield by Albuquerque, in what has become a little bit of a defensive slugfest. We are 4 for 12 on third down today. We're looking for the conversion here. Make it 5 of 13 as Burt Myers is able to take that one upfield out at the 43-yard line. Handoff is going to go to Ryan Franks. The speedy running back's going to pick up a few yards on the ground there. Roberts back in the backfield on this play. Cross is going to be taken down, though, by the defensive tackle as this Cowboys defense just keeps getting to him. Third down and long. Now we're looking for the conversion. Firing that one downfield for Ben Strong, in and out of his hands. And the fullback is going to be shaken up for a second time in tonight's game, limping off of the field. Still all knotted up at 10 apiece. Thompson's going to take that one right up the gut, and that's going to make it third down and short. They're 3 for 10 on third down today, 3 for 11 after that pass got thrown out of bounds. We're trying to convert on third down on the ensuing Vipers drive now, but it's not going to happen. No thanks to the referee who was getting in the way over the middle. Take a look at this replay here. I think Cross at least would have had the reception. No guarantee if we do pick up the first down, but now Sleepy Corrales, who's had a busy night, is going to have to punt the football away yet again. Levi Dotson, rookie running back, is going to be on the return. He coughed up the football. It's going to be scooped up by Ralph Henry. He had a scoop and score touchdown taken off the board against Washington, but there are no flags on the play on this one, except Dallas is going to be challenging the ruling on the field. And it looks like the ball actually may have popped out there before his elbow hit the ground. The referees disagree, though, and that's not good news from Ben Strong, out for the next 11 weeks with an injury. And that was one of my favorite signings I actually made in the offseason, was the fullback. That's a real bummer to see he's going to be out for over half the year. Dexter Thompson's going to take this one right up the gut, picks up 6. Now third down and 4, and he gets into open space, and a younger Dexter Thompson is going to take that one to the crib, but he's lost a step over the last season or two. He's still fighting, though. He may not have the quickness, but he still has the strength. He's going to fight for a lot of yards there. Sets up third down and short. Levi Dotson, who is their return man, gets the carry on third down. That's actually his first career carry. He's unable to pick up the first down, but Ronnie Hamilton is out here to pipe this field goal in. That's going to give Dallas a 3-point lead. Handoff is going to go to Craig Roberts now. That's going to pick up a quick Albuquerque first down. We hit the 2-minute warning now, looking to put together a game-winning drive. Cross has time in the pocket and launches this one downfield. Lewis is wide open. He split the zones right there. 68 speed and all, but it doesn't matter. Dallas still got beat by the tight end, but we're looking to get into the end zone here. We don't just want overtime. Jimmy Andrews on the reception. He's going to fight his way towards that first down marker. They're not going to give it to him, though. Doesn't matter because Curtis Roberts is going to get it as he goes right up the gut. And now the Cowboys are going to start using their timeouts. Franks to the right side is going to be limited to just 1 yard on the ground. Second down and goal now. I formation. Handoff is going to go to Elijah Farr. The third string tight end can't get in. Third and goal. We're going to give it to him on the other side of the field now. He's going to punch it in for what could be a game-winning touchdown. 13 seconds left for Seymour to try to get his team into the end zone. Glenn on the reception there as Dallas uses their second timeout. Under 10 seconds left to play. Edwin Seymour is going to dump this one off to Glenn, tackled in bounds, and the Cowboys used their last timeout. 5 seconds left, looking for the Hail Mary. Instead, it's actually going to be incomplete. We should have let him catch it. Instead, Dallas gets one more play, but Seymour's just going to dump this one off to Glenn. We're going to swarm to him, and the Albuquerque Vipers are going to be 3-0 after a hard-fought primetime battle against the Dallas Cowboys. It may not have been pretty, but it was effective as we are undefeated 3 weeks into this 2020 season. Orlando Cross was sacked 5 times on the day, but we were still able to get the victory. Roberts averaging 3.7 yards on the ground, unable to get into the end zone today. Luckily for us, Lloyd was, and it's really unfortunate. I really don't like that Ben Strong's going to be out for the next 11 weeks now. Brian Moore was our leading receiver. Actually, Jimmy Andrews was. They both had 4 receptions, though. Looking at the defense, I'm actually really proud of how they played. Mike Cottrell, number 88 for the Dallas Cowboys, is one of the best receivers in the league, and we held him to without a single catch. Looking at some big games that took place here, the Titans are 3-0 undefeated, and they're going to take down Aaron Rodgers' Colts right here. He's looking for a little bit of a last dance, but Tennessee might just spoil that this season. We got a rematch of the AFC Championship a year ago. It went into overtime, but Cleveland came away with the victory. The defending champions are 1-2 now. And finally, we got the Philadelphia Eagles taking down the Cardinals, who fall to 0-3 to no one's surprise. Meanwhile, the Eagles at 2-1 are going to be our next opponent. Before that, though, we do need to sign a fullback, and I wanted to bring back Ron White, but he was nowhere in the free agency pool. He was a 61 overall, and there's no fullbacks rated that low in the game right now, either in free agency or on the team. I can only assume that he just quietly retired in the background. Wish him nothing but the best, so instead, we're going to bring in Alfred Hunter, who played for Carolina a season ago, got 17 carries, only 25 yards. That's 1.4 yards per carry, but if he can block, that means he can get the job done. For the final game of this quadruple header, we're going to be hosting Philadelphia. Here's a look at Parrish Walker's numbers throughout the 2020 season. He's not throwing it here, though. He's just hands it off to Curtis Maddox, who's over 300 yards and 3 scores so far this season. Walker's dropping back to throw here, but he's going to be intercepted. Tommy Wynn, the linebacker out of Montana in his second season, gets the pick 6, and he gets to show off some of his blazing speed right there as we took down Parrish Walker pretty hard after that interception, getting blown up by Lloyd there, and he's going to be out for the game right now, which means Jonas Crockett, third-year quarterback out of Iowa State, former 4th-round pick, is going to be in the game. Play fake, and he's going to throw a strike right there to Cedric Blake. That's going to pick up a quick Eagles first down. Out in the I formation, Crockett wants to throw the football again. This time he's got Blaine Miller, and the other receiver is going to pick up 8. Crockett looking to throw on 3rd down, and that's a strike to Miller yet again, getting into Eagles territory, and all of a sudden, this Eagles offense is coming to life after what looked to be a very bad start. There's his tight end, Dwayne Malecki, gets away from the first 2 players, fumbles the football out of bounds, so it doesn't matter, down at the 15, and it's a good thing for Philadelphia that Crockett has been slinging it like this, because Parrish Walker is going to be out for a majority of the season now, similar to our fullback, Ben Strong. Goal to go now. Crockett's going to float this one to the back of the end zone. That's going to be a touchdown for his tight end, Dwayne Malecki. And what a first drive of the season for him, as Deron Daniels, who was only supposed to be out for a singular game, is once again not going to be playing, meaning Craig Roberts is going to get his 3rd straight start. He gets taken down for a 1-yard loss there, leading to 3rd down and 11. Cross delivers to Jimmy Andrews right there, who gets brought down by the face mask, so tack on 5 extra yards. But it's only the first quarter, and we've seen both quarterbacks have to leave the game. Orlando Cross also took a pretty nasty hit. At least it was a completion for him and not a pick 6. That means Antonio McGuire is in the game, and he's going to fire a strike off of that play fake to Vaughn Lewis. Tight end gets out to the 40-yard line. Handoff is going to go to Roberts here, and he's going to cut this one upfield, picking up a quick Albuquerque first down. Out in the I formation, handoff to Roberts again. Great blocking downfield. He's going to follow it. And we also had a free play there, actually. Offsides on Philadelphia, which we're going to decline. Now McGuire's looking to go to the corner, and that's going to be a touchdown for Brian Moore, as the lead is back in Albuquerque's favor. Crockett evades the first sack here, but he's going to get taken down by the second man. Quick 3-and-out forced by Albuquerque's defense. McGuire and the offense quickly back out here. Still no Orlando Cross, and that pass is going to be jarred loose from Floyd. That's going to make it 2nd down and 10 as we send our brand new fullback in motion. He has a great block, and Roberts is getting into open space. 2 tackles are missed, and he's looking like it's back at his days at USC. He was a star running back in the Pac-12, and now he's a big running back here for the Albuquerque Vipers. And what a block by our fullback there. Hunter able to get into the way of that DB, setting up that fantastic run. Philadelphia's looking to get a big kick return here, though. That's George Truman, a rookie for the Eagles. He's going to take it the distance untouched, diving into the end zone for a kick return touchdown, cutting the lead back down to 7 very quickly. Here's Ryan Franks on the toss play. He cuts it upfield for 6. Beginning of the 2nd quarter now, and McGuire, who's still in the ballgame, dumps this one off to Jimmy Andrews, and I'm starting to get concerned that we have yet to hear any news about Orlando Cross. Pass is going to be caught in the flat by Alfred Hunter, the fullback, with his first reception, as Orlando Cross suffered a dislocated finger, so nothing too serious, but he will not be returning to this afternoon's game. Here goes Ryan Franks on a run to the right side, and he's going to pick up a 1st down. Just inside of Eagles territory, Craig Roberts is going to fight his way up the gut, picking up 8 yards on the ground. 3rd down and inches, handoff is going to go to Hunter, but the fullbacks are going to be denied the 1st. Brian Billick keeps his offense on the field, looking for the 4th down conversion. Toss play for Franks after faking the give to the fullback, and he's going to pick up just enough. He's shaken up on the play, but it was for a worthy cause. That's going to keep this drive moving along here for Albuquerque. Antonio McGuire, our quarterback for the rest of the afternoon, gets it out to Roberts, who gets away from the first man, taken down inside of the 25, and luckily Ryan Franks will be returning to the game shortly. McGuire flushed out to his right. He's going to throw this one on the move to Brian Moore, and he's going to get taken down inside of the 10. That gives Albuquerque goal to go. Philadelphia is going to send the blitz. It's going to be picked up enough to get the pass out to Brian Moore in the corner of the opposite end zone, and that's his 2nd score of the half. Play fake now. Jonas Crockett's going to throw incomplete, too high for his running back there, and things could be starting to get out of hand for Philadelphia. Their defense needs to stand strong here on 3rd down. McGuire's going to take this one himself, scramble for the 1st down, and he's got just enough speed to do that as we hit the 2-minute warning. Looking to extend our already 2-possession lead that we've got. Jimmy Andrews with a nice reception there, and I've been really impressed with how he has been playing throughout this season so far. I'm glad we brought him back on a new contract. Darius Floyd, he's in his 2nd season in Albuquerque, and I would love to continue to get him more involved. Here's Roberts going up the middle on the draw play, picking up just enough for the 1st down. Under a minute left to go now. McGuire's going to throw that one on the move. Somehow Lewis is able to come down with that, setting up 3rd down and 2. They're going to send the blitz. McGuire gets the pass out, and that's the worst thing we've seen from him so far in a Vipers jersey. Just totally off the mark for Jimmy Andrews, but we are in field goal range for Brian Koch. Just 11 seconds left to go before the end of the half. Maddox is going to go right up the middle in Philadelphia. They were content taking it to halftime, but after that solid run, they might as well try a Hail Mary. Crockett gets the pass out, and somehow George Truman gets behind the defense. I don't know what happened. We were in prevent there, but somehow he gets past us, and he's going to make it a 10-point game at halftime. Here's a look at the numbers going into the 2nd half of play, and Albuquerque has dominated statistically on many of the fronts, yet it's still only a 10-point game, in a game where Philadelphia is essentially starting a backup quarterback. Parrish Walker was only in there for 2 plays before he got taken out, and yet somehow it's still a pretty close game. Part of that might have to do with we are also playing our backup quarterback as he throws that one behind the intended receiver, forcing a Vipers punt. Here's Philadelphia back out here on offense. It's the fullback Marsh getting involved now, picking up a quick 1st down right there. Faced with a 3rd down, and Gordon is going to knock that one away. Great play by the DB, and we're going to have the football back in our hands. Antonio McGuire's got time, fires a strike to the left side for Lawyer Dumas, pushed out of bounds as he gets across the 45-yard line. Stepping up into the pocket, now flush to his left is McGuire. He's going to take off and run, sliding after picking up 5. Looking for the 3rd down conversion now, and McGuire's going to go deep, letting it fly, and Floyd comes down with it with one hand. What a spectacular grab there by the veteran receiver, Larry Fitzgerald-esque, for those fans who remember from years ago when he would make catches like that. Play fake now. McGuire looking for another touchdown, and he's got it, and it's to Tommy Wynn, the linebacker who started off the game with a pick six and the Mike Vrabel roll right here, getting his first touchdown on offense in a day where he's already scored a touchdown. He might be your MVP if we're able to hold on to this game. Jonas Crockett looking to throw, knocked away on third down, and things are looking pretty good for Albuquerque right now with a 38-21 lead. McGuire looking to throw, rolling to his left. He's going to try to get something downfield, but when you're rolling to your left as a right-handed quarterback and you get hit, it's very difficult to be accurate. Philadelphia has the football going back their way again. That one's going to be caught by Cedric Blake, taking us to the fourth quarter of play. Here goes Curtis Maddox. He's going to go right up the middle there, and he's going to pick up 6 yards on the ground. As we take a look at the numbers, Albuquerque has more plays, yards, and time of possession, and I think the score accurately represents that. Here's Miller on the reception, wide open actually, and he's going to pick up a first down. 3rd down and 10 now. Jonas Crockett floats this one to the left side. It's going to be incomplete. That's going to bring up 4th down. And Herm Edwards is going to keep the offense on the field here. Crockett's going to fire the one. Somehow it gets past Darren Gordon, and that's going to keep this drive alive for Philadelphia. They're going to need to act quickly, though, as time is quickly expiring, and they're down by 17. 6.5 minutes left to go. Handoff to Curtis Maddox, and he's not going to be going very far. Plus, there's holding on the play. 1st down and 19 after the penalty, and here's Jack Dixon, the MVP from 2 years ago, relegated to just a backup role now on Philadelphia, who he won the MVP with, but he does pick up a lot of that lost yardage. 3rd down and 8. Now Jonas Crockett fires that one to the end zone, and that's going to be a touchdown for Cedric Blake as Philadelphia is trying to stay in this one. Ryan Franks getting the carry, going right up the gut, untouched until he gets tripped up there, picking up the 1st down. McGuire looking for the 3rd down conversion. Didn't see anything that he liked downfield, and that's going to result in an incomplete pass there. He's lucky it wasn't ruled a fumble. Philadelphia down by 10 now, but time is ticking away on the clock, and they're going to need to convert this 3rd down, which they have not been very good at today, but they do get it here. 5 wide with 2.5 minutes left to play. Jonas Crockett fires that one over the middle, and that's the rookie receiver out of Bucknell. I kid you not, his name is Ken Stabler. That's right, Ken Stabler is back in the NFL. Here's Cedric Blake on the right side. He's going to get out across the 30-yard line as Philadelphia is driving. Under 2 minutes left to play. Quick pass is going to be caught by Morris, picking up another 1st down. Continuing to go 5 wide as they've just been hurrying up on this entire drive. Blake with another reception, cuts it upfield, picks up a 1st, and that's Albuquerque having to call a timeout because Javon Anthony is shaken up. We have to stop the clock for Philadelphia. Now throwing this one to the end zone, and that's Malecki getting his 2nd touchdown here of the afternoon, and the Eagles sideline is hyped up right now, but don't get too excited. You're going to want to recover this onside kick. Instead, Moore gets it. He gets laid out, but he holds on to it. All we have to do is run out the rest of this clock. Here goes Roberts to the right side, wrestled down, and Philadelphia uses a timeout. That picked up about 4 yards, and that carry's going to pick up about 2, maybe 3 more. 3rd and 4, looking for the 1st down. Roberts is not going to get it, though, and now Albuquerque has a decision to make. Ultimately, we would send out Brian Koch for the field goal attempt to make it a 6-point game, but the defense cannot do anything like they did at the end of the first half, giving up a Hail Mary touchdown, because that would lose us this game here by 1 point. That was ruled a 4th down initially. After further review, they gave him the 1st down, but the time is quickly expiring. 10 seconds left on the clock. It's going to be 3rd down and inches. Pass is going to be caught by Morris, but he's taken down inbounds. Philadelphia is all out of timeouts. They have to hurry up to this line and either spike it, or I guess they just have to get the Hail Mary of 2, 1, 0's on the clock, and the Vipers are going to hold on as the Eagles tried to put together a big second half comeback there. And honestly, I'm very impressed with how they played. I mean, they started by losing their starting quarterback, who just threw a pick 6. That's how they started off this game, but instead, Jonas Crockett threw 4 touchdowns in this game, and I'm also very impressed with Antonio McGuire with his 3 touchdowns, a $168, completed just over 50% of his passes. That's exactly what I want out of a backup quarterback. Craig Roberts had a $137 and a touchdown, a lot of that coming on his 85-yard run early in the game. Darius Floyd was our leading receiver. Our receiving numbers were not too big, but we were a lot more focused on running the ball in this game, especially once Orlando Cross was knocked out. Defensively, Justin Williams with 10 tackles. That's a lot for a corner right there. Roger Long with the lone sack, and then Tommy Wynn had the pick 6. Big games in week 4 include the Ravens at the Patriots, and Baltimore looks like they are the real deal here as they go to Foxborough, take down New England by 10, and that's with Glenn Payton throwing 4 interceptions. In the battle of the undefeated teams, one of them had to lose, and it was Kansas City, falling to the home team Jets, but these are two of the AFC's best. Finally, on Monday Night Football, Atlanta had their way with Seattle, 34-13, and the Seahawks are actually going to be our opponents in Week 5. That's who we're going to be kicking off against in our first game of the next episode. With that performance, Tommy Wynn does win Defensive Player of the Week. He had a pick 6. That doesn't even show the touchdown that he scored on offense, which makes sense because it is for Defensive Player of the Week. Looking at the standings 1/4 of the way through the season, Baltimore is on top of the AFC North. In the AFC South, to everyone's surprise, the Titans are undefeated, while the defending Super Bowl champion Houston Texans are at 500. The Jets are undefeated, but that's not a huge surprise. They're coming off of a 12-4 season. Miami is 3-1, but will they collapse again in the second half of the year like they did in 2019? Kansas City is on top of the AFC West, the only team there right now that is above 500 at 3-1. Meanwhile, the Chargers 0-4. Green Bay is opposite of them at 4-0. The Bears 3-1. The Lions, after an early bye, are 2-1. Minnesota still has yet to win a game, and the Saints are 4-0, and they look like a pretty good 4-0 as well. Remember, they drafted the first overall quarterback after trading up for that pick, and he's not even playing. They're doing that with their current quarterback. They could be a very dangerous team of the future. Eagles are on top of the NFC East. The Redskins 0-3, having a rough start to the year. Meanwhile, the Vipers are undefeated in the West ahead of the Seahawks, Niners, and Cardinals. Brian Johnson has the best quarterback rating in the league. Tavares Sparks in Green Bay has been leading a heck of a passing attack. He's ahead of guys like Pleasant, Thomas, Morse, and Rivers. He also leads the league in touchdowns, tied with Super Bowl champion Alex Malone. Then you got Brian Johnson. Aaron Rodgers with only 7 touchdowns to just 1 interception. A good start to the season, complete opposite of guys like Max Hawk, Drew Lloyd, and Jamal Vision. Michael Brown leads the league in rushing, and he's on pace for a 2,000-yard season. If he can lead Kansas City to the playoffs doing that, that would be very impressive. John Martin leads the league in rushing touchdowns ahead of guys like Sanders there on the Bills. Mark Carson has the most receptions across the league, but the most yards goes to Bill Bowens. Pretty much half of Tavares Sparks' passing yards have gone to this number 1 receiver in Green Bay, who already has 7 touchdowns in 4 games. That is unbelievable. We're going to want to keep our eye on Green Bay throughout this season. Barry Williams out of Minnesota there leads the league in tackles. TFL's McCaffrey is one of many guys there. Doug White with 7 sacks. That is 2 more than anyone else across the league. Meanwhile, it is a 4-way tie for interceptions between Anderson, Irving, Hartline, and Truman. They all have 3. Looking at the team-specific stats, they don't look pretty for Orlando Cross. 5 touchdowns to 5 interceptions, while McGuire has 4 touchdowns to 1 interception. But as of now, there is no quarterback controversy. Orlando Cross is our guy. Craig Roberts with 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. An unexpected good start to the season for him after 3 starts, which is not bad at all. Hopefully, Deron Daniels will be healthy somewhat soon. That injury is only supposed to take him out for a week, but he's still listed as questionable. Jimmy Andrews is our number 1 receiver. Brian Moore does have more receiving touchdowns, though, with 3. I am loving that the second-year receiver is getting a lot more involved in the offense. We just got to get Von Lewis a bit more involved in the red zone, as he still has yet to record a touchdown. Defensively, Justin Williams has 23 tackles. 1 of those is for loss. We have 4 guys with multiple tackles for loss, 5 guys with just 1 sack, no one with multiple. Mark Scott does have 2 interceptions, though, and then you've got 3 of our players with 1 each, and then we have 1 defensive touchdown so far, as 2 have been taken off of the board. Brian Koch is perfect when it comes to kicking, and when it comes to punting, Sleepy Corrales over 50 yards per punt. That's going to be it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leaving a like is always appreciated, and until next time, this has been Jeffrey.